Well, as we do, we start off with the good. All right, the good from the weekend. So Saturday night, I guess it was, put the girls to bed, and we were craving just a little something. So I said, you know what? We got a Dairy Queen near the house. I'm going to run out. Going to grab a little DQ. But before I do that, I'm looking at my car. I'm like, all right, got a little time to kill here because I put Chloe down, a little one, and then Katie puts down Claire, who's 4. So I got a half hour. I want to make sure the ice cream's not melting by the time I get home. She's got to still put down Claire. So I'm like, what can I do? I need 10 minutes here to kill. I got to fill up my gas tank before the week. And I'm running a little low. So I said, all right, I'll run to a Quick Trip and I'll fill up the gas tank. So I pull up to the Quick Trip, pull up to one of the pumps, and, going about my business, swipe the credit card, and right on the other side of me, the pump on the other side of me, group of 3 young black men. And, they're just having a good time. It's probably 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday. It looked like one of them was coming off of work. He kind of had a work uniform on. And they're just joking around. And they start talking to me, and they say, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, just filling up the gas tank. All good here. And they're talking about the gas prices. They're like, "Oh, my goodness, it's so expensive. I think it was $3.70 a gallon for regular. Is out of control." And I'm just sitting there smiling. To myself, of course. And they say, "Sir, what do you think of the gas prices?" And I'm like, "Man, they're high. Not happy about them." And then I just said, "Let's go, Brandon." And I wanted to kind of gauge their reaction. Like, if they looked at me and they were like, "What? Like, what's this guy? Let's go, Brandon. What the hell's this guy talking about? What's this, white boy loser talking about here? What? Let's go, Brandon. None of us are named Brandon." So I just say, "Yeah, these prices stink, man. Let's go, Brandon." And they all look at me for a split second, and the 3 of them, 3 young black males, just break out laughing, and they go, "Yeah, let's go, Brandon." Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I couldn't have planned this better if I tried. Now, I don't know if these guys are ever going to vote. I don't know if they've ever voted. I don't know if they care to vote next time around. But the fact that they were digging it, it's anecdotal. I'm not suggesting that, after Joe Biden got 88% of black voters last time around, anything's changing anytime soon. But the fact that these 3 young guys, they were probably all, I don't know, between 20 and 25. The fact that they were the ones, when I said to them just casually, "Let's go, Brandon," and they break out in the chant before pulling away. And then they're like, "Hey, man, have a great night," as they're, rolling out a Quick Trip. Like, that just made my weekend. Just because I didn't know what to expect. I expected to be looked at like I had 3 heads. Instead, the 3 of them break out in the "Let's go, Brandon" chant. It gives me faith for the future of America. I hate to, you got to find the little things in life sometimes. And when that happened on Saturday night, 8 o'clock at a Quick Trip, I'm like, you know what? There's still hope for this country, baby. There's still hope out there. Oh, my goodness. The bad out of the weekend. The reviews for Mayor Quinton Lucas's Q39 sandwich don't seem to be going so well. I, by the way, have a meeting, a lunch I'm going to be taking on Wednesday, and we agreed to go to Q39. So I am going to test run the Mayor Q39 sandwich. He's turning 39 this month, so Q39 gave the guy his own sandwich. And I don't like the sound of it, but it's going to be good show content. So I'm going to get it on Wednesday. I can't believe I'm going to go to Q39 and get this thing and pay for it, but I will because, once again, it's show content. The Q39 sandwich for the month of August is a grilled pimento cheese and brisket on toasted sourdough. Now, the pitch here in town is kind of a, left-wing online publication. And here's what they wrote about it. Their review of the Mayor Q39 sandwich reads as follows. "This is a full-grown adult grilled cheese. The buttery sourdough bread is toasted to a golden brown with a crunchy crust. Between the bread is a generous amount of smoked brisket, which is tender and delicious. Last but not least, the cheese. It's a blend of house-made pimento cheese, sharp cheddar, and smoked Gouda. The cheese adds a melty, creamy, and tangy contrast to the smoked brisket, as well as a hint of heat. All I need to know is they call it a full-grown adult grilled cheese. I'm not going to Q39 for a grilled cheese. I can make one of those with my 4-year-old. I don't need to do that and pay for it at Q39. I mean, I might just end up eating the brisket out of the sandwich, depending on how this goes on Wednesday. But I'm going to give the Mayor Q39 sandwich a try, and I'll give you a full review on Thursday morning.
I've never had a grilled cheese with brisket, so it sounds interesting.
I didn't. It's interesting, and it benefits Corey's Network, which is an organization that helps fight crime in the region, which, I can support that. So
I'm guessing you won't be able to separate the brisket from the cheese. From the sound of it, it's going to all melt together.
Good point, John. That's probably going to be tough. But I will do what needs to be done. I will. And I might get an extra side just in case the thing's a total disaster. But the Mayor Q39 sandwich is available this month, I guess, at Q39's. And that's what the guy put together. I mean, geez, just give me 2 pounds of burnt ends. If Q39 ever wants to do something for my birthday, it would really be a lot more simple than this Mayor Q sandwich. All right, the ugly from the weekend. Speaking of food, if you don't follow Mark on Twitter, you should. He's got some really good sports bets for you once in a while. But over the weekend, Mark shared a picture of one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen on social media, which is saying something. Mark decided to go to Taco Bell with his kids and get a Taco Bell pizza. Before I get to Mark's thoughts, John, have you ever had the Taco Bell pizza?
You mean the number 4?
I guess we know the answer. Well, I haven't. And I will tell you what. After seeing Mark's picture on his Twitter of the Taco Bell pizza, I don't think I can go to Taco Bell for 5 years. That was the most disgusting piece of, I don't even want to call it food, Mark. That was the most hideous thing I've ever seen.
It was so disappointing. I've never tried a Mexican pizza. It was my first one. I open it up, and that's what it looks like. Oh. Absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, that was literally something that a toddler would put in the microwave, and that's what would come out.
It tasted better than it looked, to be honest, though. So there was that.
But
wouldn't get it again, though.
It was so disgusting to look at. You got to close your eyes to eat it. Oh, my goodness. Find him on Twitter at Mark the Overseer. It was gross.
I haven't had a number 4 since they took them away. Then they brought them back. I'm like, you took it away? All right.
That is the most John Anthony thing I've ever heard, by the way.
Bam.
There's the good, the bad, and the ugly.